First of all is stretching.
So here I started by stretching, and this is something that I recommend everyone to do before not only practicing gymnastics but also just every day in general, because becoming flexible is something that basically anyone can do, and if you just put some time every day into stretching, then it's super easy to get into a routine. Here before my practicing session I probably just stretched for like 5 or 10 minutes, and for a daily stretching routine that can actually be enough. If you just want to stretch for a few minutes every day, then that is fine, and that will help you become flexible.
Now that we've done warm-up and stretching, today I want to practice my aerials and also my back walkovers. We gotta work on the basics, I feel like. I don't know which one we should start with, because the back walkovers are the things I'm kind of dreading because I haven't done one in a very long time. So maybe we should just get started with that. Aerials, I know how to do aerials. I just want to make my form a lot better on them. Let's start with some back walkovers. I just have to say that bridges are the worst stretch, the worst skill. It's really the foundation of so many gymnastic skills, but I just hate it so much. Comment down below if you agree. I've decided I'm gonna start by just like falling into a bridge a bunch of times, and then we're gonna have to try to kick over. As for the back walkovers today, I don't really care about having my form be amazing. The main focus is just to do 1 or 2, so let's keep trying.
So here I just kept falling into a bridge a few times, and it was honestly not feeling super fun, and also it just felt like my back had become so not flexible anymore for some reason. So as you can see here, I actually started doing something completely different, which was warming up for aerials instead, because sometimes you have to do something that you're actually good at to kind of get some confidence back for something that you are not very good at. So I started by doing some cartwheels to warm up, and then I just did some more stretching to help with my flexibility in the aerial. And then, as you can see, I had to switch locations to start doing my aerials because people started playing football on the football field instead of doing gymnastics on it. And it turns out my method of taking a little aerial break actually worked, because then I got back to doing my back walkovers and I was actually able to kick over. And to make sure that wasn't just a one-time thing, I of course had to do it a few more times, and it seemed like I could do it pretty consistently, except for this one time, as you can see here. The only thing was that I had to start from standing with my legs put together instead of lifting a leg up in the beginning, which is what I usually like to do in back walkovers, but that is something we're gonna have to work on. Back walkovers are really a skill that I have been just putting off for the longest time, like I just haven't wanted to do them, so I'm very happy that I got back into that at least today. Okay, so let me know what you think, but I think we can count that as kind of a back walkover, although I was trying to do it with my leg up from the beginning, which I've been able to do previously, like 5 years ago. It was just a little bit too scary today, but I think I want to get into aerials instead, because I hate back walkovers. But now we've kind of accomplished our goal, because I thought my arms were too weak to actually get myself over. Turns out they're okay. So we can keep working on that another time. Now I want to try some more aerials. Next time I film a practice video like this, I'm gonna have to get back into back handsprings, because I need to get back all of my back handspring skills. Anyways, let's try some more aerials now. I'm pretty happy with the fact that we could actually kick over from a back bend. Like, that's good to know. So now I started doing aerials again, and I wanted to try some connections. So as you can see here, I also did a front walkover, which I also hadn't done in a very long time, so it felt very strange, but I wanted to connect the front walkover to an aerial, as you can see here. Do you see the vision? Let me know. And whenever I do front walkovers, there always has to be one time where I land completely wrong and really hurt my foot, but that's fine. In this video, you'll probably be able to tell that my practice sessions don't have any structure to them, which I think makes them fun, but obviously not like if you're gonna be a professional gymnast, this is not
something to do, but there's a reason why I'm not a professional gymnast, and that's because I just want to do this as a hobby, as I'm sure I've told you before. But another thing is that it doesn't matter how ugly a skill is for me, as long as I just can do it. Because first of all, you can always improve your form the more you practice it, and second, it's just fun to be able to do things even if they're kind of looking ugly. Of course, you should have like the proper form so that you don't get hurt. But what I'm talking about is kind of like bent legs. You know, bent legs, flexed feet, which people tell me off about it all the time. And I'm like, honestly, I see your point. But I don't really personally care if a skill is ugly or not, as long as I can do it. And that's like the fun thing.
As you can see, it still did not work, and maybe it is because of my really weird landings in my front walkovers.
Now this was actually harder than I thought, because it was even hard to connect a cartwheel to my front walkover, and I don't know why. I can't remember if I've done this skill before or not, but I don't think I have. I think I've done a cartwheel into an aerial, and I've always thought that like front walkovers connect really nicely into cartwheels, but right now it's not really working. I'm gonna actually see if I can do a cartwheel into an aerial instead, because that I know I've done before, so let's see if I can still do that. If you want to practice a skill that will get you extremely dizzy, I really recommend that one, because wow. Let me know if that counts, because I didn't put my hands down. Look, at least I'm really, really good at not putting my hands down in the aerial. But I don't know if falling is to prefer. My wrists are getting really tired, and that's kind of usually my sign that it's almost time to be done. But I need to try to get this. The front walkover thing we might be postponing to another time, but let's at least try to get the cartwheel aerial, and then we've accomplished. Actually, my original goal was to do just normal aerials and improve my form, but it's a lot more fun to just combine things with aerials instead. I think I might have taken like a step in between them there, but that's fine. Let me know if you also have a tendency to spin a billion times after an aerial, because I always do that if my landing is bad, which it was here. I'm gonna do like 5 more aerials to see if I can make them pretty. I actually think I'm improving when it comes to the height in my aerials today. I feel like I'm getting a lot more power. Maybe that's because I'm doing really, really long run-ups, which is always good for that. But the nicest thing is being able to do an aerial where you just feel like you're flying. And I've been out of practicing, like I haven't practiced in a long time now, but I feel like I'm getting back into that feeling of the aerials instead of the feeling where you just break your foot every time you land, you know? So I think we should end our practice session with some stretching / handstands and stuff, although my wrists are absolutely dead. Let's do a few little final things and then probably go home. And stretching after a gymnastics practice session is honestly not something I always do. Sometimes I just forget to do it, and sometimes I'm just too lazy to do it, but it is important. And if I do it, I basically just do the same thing that I did when I warmed up. The reason why stretching is so important after is because for me, gymnastics, like a practice session of gymnastics, gives me way more workout pains than any workout at the gym, because I think gymnastics just trains so many muscles that I just never use at the gym or in my day-to-day life. Like it probably just reaches the like weirdest, tiniest muscles because you're just engaging your entire body. So let me know if you like this like format of video, and if you'd want to see me practice gymnastics again like this, because obviously it's a lot more fun if I bring you with me. Next time I do practice, not next time, but like in a few times, I need to get back into back handsprings. Because now it's summer again, I have the ability to film and I have the ability to be outside without it snowing or being too cold to film. And that's definitely the downside of me not going to a normal gymnastics gym. I'm very reliant on the weather. Stretching I've been keeping up the past few months, but not the, actual gymnastics skills that require a field like this. So it's very nice to be back to that. I'm gonna walk home now. And I think we had a decently successful practice session, because I'm very happy about the fact that I can still kind of do a back walkover, because I was a little bit worried for that one. And as for the aerials, now that I think about it, we didn't really improve them that much, but actually I did say that the height is getting a lot better. And also you have to think about the fact that I have not done aerials in a few months. Anyways, goodbye.